If you've ever found yourself in the middle of nowhere, you've probably been in Iowa. So we're in the middle of nowhere in southern Iowa at a little town called Corydon, population 1,500, and there just happens to be a museum called the Prairie Trails Museum. So,
Blaine County.
Yeah, so when in Rome, do what the Romans do. Go visit a museum and see some history. In case you don't know where Iowa is, and in case you don't know where the United States is in the world. Lana, take my pea pots out.
No, open it up.
This museum has a lot of really cool things about the armed forces, early settlers that came through here, the Native Americans that had been here, but also has something else that's even a little more dear to my heart. There's an exhibit about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because the old members of our church came through here. The old Mormon trail was through here, and nearby was where a real famous hymn from our church called "Come, Come, Ye Saints" was penned. So it's pretty neat. In the middle of nowhere, you got this exhibit of our church.
Pots and chairs and wheels.
Some pottery.
This is funny.
Often called the Mormon migration, it was a group of people heading out west to establish new homes in the west. We know that they'd come to establish Utah as what it is now. But a big part of the pioneer trail was the role of the women. So the women's role in this was manifold. Some of those, what they did is that they cared for the infants, the children, they gathered fuel for fires, they cleaned, they cooked, they sewed, they churned. They did a lot of these things out here on the plains, out here as pioneers. And the wagons too were often decorated. In the back of the wagon they'd have little lamps and mirrors, and women like to keep their homes tidy and decorated, and so some of these were also fit to how they wanted things to be done. But what I'm most amazed about with these women was their role as mothers. A lot of these women gave birth out here on the trail in the wilderness. And I have 4 kids, one on the way. I couldn't even imagine having my child out here on the prairie grass, or in the back of a wagon, or in the middle of the night, or when it's super hot outside, or even super cold. Yeah, we had ours in the hospitals. But I just think for people to do that, to travel as pioneers on these wagons, or even on foot in such harsh conditions, and they're out here walking all this time as pregnant, and they're giving birth out here. That is a definition of a strong, determined person. And I have a lot of respect and honor to these pioneer women who gave birth out here on these trails. That's crazy.
The original fire truck in Corydon, and it was a 1929 Continental truck. Yeah, that horsey, he went down in a coal mine.
I'm glad I have life insurance.
Back here, look at these right here.
And guess what? When he turned it on, his nose was lighting too.
Yeah, see these right? So I went to a one-room schoolhouse. Yeah, from kindergarten through, which was called primary then, through 7th grade. And then I went into another school.
Here's some more pea pods. One there, one there.
And Corydon, Iowa just happens to be the home of the 1932 Olympic gold medalist for the hurdles, George Sailing. And something interesting about it is that shortly after he won the gold medal, he came home and suffered a car accident and died. So,
Lands in his stride leap, breaks the tape, the winner.
You won?
Won it.
What a finish for Corydon, Iowa's George Sailing.
Joyce! Joyce! Oh, Joyce.
I happen to have pioneer ancestry, and lo and behold, my pioneer ancestry just happens to be blacksmiths. And in front of the museum here is this road. This is the actual road of the old Mormon Pioneer Trail. So the Mormon trail that we saw in there, this is the Pioneer Mormon Trail Road that they trekked across. And what's neat about it is that we have ancestors that were part of this group. So our family, familial and religious, actually came through here on this very road in the mid-1840s.